Yes.
All right. Staffan Olsson.
Hello. Hello. Hello.
It's just struck me that we are sort of corporate cousins. You know,
Yes.
I'm in Blipit. They are sort of half owned by DLF, and you are in GS1 Sweden, also
Yes.
half owned by DLF, the Swedish supplier. Is it called a supplier association?
I think they call it the Grocery Manufacturer Association or something like that in English.
Yeah.
No, that's very true. We have I don't know what that makes us.
Yeah, cousins.
Cousins, second cousins.
Corporate cousins.
Yes. Corporate cousins. Yes.
I don't know. No, but it's good. GS1, I think this is sort of this is one of those kind of underlying technologies in the world, really, GS1, that everybody's using, but I don't know how many has actually met someone that works for GS1 in their life.
It's one of those things that people think, oh, can you work there? I thought it just exists. It's just something you download. But
yeah, exactly.
Nobody knows how it works behind the scenes.
How long have you been, Staffan, yourself? How long have you been at GS1?
Oh, a large number of years, I would say.
Okay, is it almost embarrassing to tell?
Yes. I've been there, I think 18 years.
18 years. And what is your role, Staffan, at the GS1 Sweden? As you, I guess.
At GS1 Sweden, I'm in a role called Senior Sales and Client Relations Manager, but I've been in multiple roles previous to that. So I've been in charge of our data pool, I've been in charge of our standards department, and I've done all kinds of things.
Yeah.
But and now, so my purpose now is to make as many people getting the most out of being customers as possible. Yeah. So that's why they have someone like me in this role.
Yeah. No, that's cool. I actually interviewed one guy yesterday, and he was director of job satisfaction for clients then, which I thought were arbetsglädje in Swedish. He was director for arbetsglädje, which I thought was kind of a cool title. And sort of you are director for, I don't know, digital satisfaction.
Yeah, actually, I have a colleague in Australia I use as a title, customer success manager.
Yeah, exactly.
But, something like that is what I do.
Yeah. And what are sort of as you said, can you work at GS1? But what are the things that is just existing? Yeah. What are is it the barcodes? Would you say sort of that?
The barcodes is the most visible thing that just exists. But what we actually do, and that we've done since the 70s when we were founded, is we have a system where you can globally unique put globally unique identifiers on products, and then connect those products with data that is shared across supply chains. That's pretty much what we do. So identifiers and data sharing.
Yeah. So you have a basically common language, or common a reference.
Yeah, so in the beginning, in the 70s, the connection was between a product and its data in a physical store. But now we've expanded that to the world. So now the data can be anywhere, but it's still the same numbers.
Yeah. And this is it's called a GTIN, isn't it? Sort of
Global Trade Item Number is the name. So GTIN is how our American friends pronounce it for us.
Yeah, Global Trade Identifier, and that's what the barcode stands for, isn't it? It points to one of those numbers. That's what you get.
Actually, the actual bars is just it's just a way of writing the numbers. So the numbers underneath and the numbers is the same thing that is encoded.
With the bars. Yeah, but what's interesting now is that you are going from. I just love that picture you had with you had the zebra, which is the barcode representation, and there was one white horse next to it which had a QR code on and said to the zebra, "Upgrade man."
Upgrade man. Yeah, I think we found that somewhere. But it's really what is going on right now. So we're upgrading from and it looks, of course we upgrade the data carrier, but it also upgrades the content that we put in the data carrier. So from having just a number that you need some kind of intelligence to decode, the future now is to put a web address in there that contains a number, so you can still do the same things. You can still go beep at the checkout. You can also connect with consumers and other stakeholders to put them in contact with the right data about the product.
Yeah, because it's we will start talking about what I think is a great use for it, that you can, in a machine readable code, get sort of best before dates, batch number, serial number. But before we get into that, you can get any data in there, sort of if you're allergic to things, you can sort of find that by just scanning that, because I guess, and also consumer can use their mobile phones with a QR reader on them. So it's you can get so much more rich information about all the products in the very near future, or is in the near future. I don't know how soon is this?
No, this is already happening in some countries. So so in not yet in a large scale, but there are pilots in multiple places that people try and see how this works and how it affects the way they can connect with consumers. So brands and consumers can get in touch much more seamlessly.
Where have they? Is there any other country than Sweden then? Because you're also in the pilot stage, I guess, with this in Sweden. But where else is it in the world? Would you say any country that is leading the way, or are Sweden and
I think
many others on the same place?
Some of the major retailers and brand owners in Australia have actually rolled out parts of this already.
Yeah.
There are some plans in the US. So they have an agreement and have set a date in a number of years that from this date, this technology should be, can be used in the supply chains. And there are also some pilots in the Netherlands and some other countries around Europe.
When is that date in the US? Do you remember? When have
I think it's 2027 or something like that.
Okay,
but I'm not sure that is
I understand.
Something that will actually happen, or if it's just a goal. But as far as I know, that's the plan.
Yeah. And where are you right now in Sweden in terms of your I know you've started with a pre-study or
we've talked about this for a large number of years, but now it's time for action. So some companies, quite a few actually, companies are interested. So we're supporting and coordinating their feasibility studies, so they can check, what would this mean to them when it comes to what are the benefits that they can do, and what would the costs be, because there is some technical changes. If you want to put more data in a machine readable format on each pack, of course it requires some investment in your production lines. But also at the retail checkout, you need to tell your checkout system how to process the data that you actually capture of those barcodes.
Yeah, but they are already today in human readable form, printing specific data on every package. So it's just also to print it as well, that a machine can read it. That's what's going to happen now, isn't it?
Yeah. So, but there's you want to probably integrate that and put it in a way that is probably a little bit easier to find than in some cases these batch numbers. And of course, there's also printing quality issues that you need to have a printer that can print QR or data matrix codes that are actually readable.
Sure.
A little bit later, and the technology is there, but it needs some investments.
No, I understand. Is there any, would you say, can you see any patterns? Is there any industries that is sort of going ahead, and why are some industries sort of ahead of others?
Yeah, the most interesting, I would say, categories to start with is variable measure fresh foods, because that already has some variable data encoded in the regular stripe barcodes that you see now. So of course that is much easier for them, and we have also some capacity issues with the numbers that are used for variable measure. So that's where we want to begin to encode the global trade item number and the weight in the same symbol, rather than putting the weight inside the trade item number, which is, I'm not going to go into detail how.
Yeah, no, but I know it is.
But it's kind of a thing that doesn't work very well currently. So that will be a big improvement. So that is obviously companies that sell meat, sell cheese, and other variable measure packed products.
Okay,
that's where we start.
Yeah, is it sort of? You're mentioning weight. I guess best before date is another area.
Yeah, and once you start encoding, GTIN and weight, you might as well go ahead and encode more stuff, since you already have the equipment, and then you can encode best before dates or batch numbers to support various types of traceability activities, like batch numbers for recalls, best before dates for maybe markdowns when the date is getting close. You can mark down automatically not having to put orange labels on each.
Yeah, no, because I can appreciate that's pretty tedious for them. But I also like the fact, if you think of it, that when this marking comes out, today they know because when they in the cash at the point of sale at checkout, they just scan how many milk cartons they have sold, but they don't know actually the what's still at the shelf in terms of its expiry date. But if they have this at the checkout, that every single item is sort of also marked when what best before date is, then they can have a system that can identify, well, I have now 3 milk cartons that is sort of beyond best before date. So it will give enormous benefits, I think, for the whole logistics.
So you turn your store into a warehouse, actually, which has a warehouse management system. So you know exactly, you can do first in, first out also in the retail store, which is reduces food waste a lot.
Yeah, absolutely. And also you can couple this, because if you have that data on a system-wide level or a store level, then there are apps like I don't know if I don't know exactly what Karma is doing. I should know that, but I can imagine that you can sort of post that data that, hey, I have now discounted milk, because all that data is available for use. So it becomes a whole industry around how to reduce food waste in a way.
And exactly, and of course everyone is doing this. So I'm involved in some kind of innovation project funded by Vinnova, the Swedish innovation agency, which how can we take care of food waste in the best way? So they ship leftover foods from stores to restaurants, which is great. You can cook something from it, but the ultimate goal for the retailer is, of course, to not have any products that need to be shipped like that. They want to sell everything at full price.
Yeah. But I think selling at the full price is probably the challenge, because right now they're trying to do that and they end up with scrapping. I think the idea we came with was sort of to, in an automated way, have that resolver to try to as you said, the closer it gets to best before date, to try to change the consumer behavior in the market, to try to get them incentivized. Because I think I can just go to myself and also Anna at Nielsen IQ. I can tell you that she revealed that to me, that I also go to find a product with the longest shelf date. But I think we all do that. But if you have an incentive that perhaps 1 day before best before date, 50% discount, I think people will start to think twice. Maybe I should.
Some categories of consumers will do the work for you. So if you save twice, or at least twice, if you're a retail operator. So you don't have to have people, staff finding these old products on the shelves, because a certain number of consumers will do that for you, and you will also get the things sold. Yes.
But I also think that people will not. Well, maybe with self-scanning you will do that, but otherwise which would be great in a way. If you go with your mobile phone self-scanning, you can get that information immediately. But I think a little bit that this will be a behavior that that I don't think people will spend the time and, okay, let's look at that milk, 4 krona discount. Let's look at that. No, I think we will be too efficient with that. But still,
a small target group that will do that.
Yeah. I know. But it's sort of I like the GS1 digital link a lot. And what more can you say about it if we scan out a little bit from best before dates and batch number, which is good things that you can use it for.
What it really enables is I would say it enables circular economy, because you can, in a much easier way, connect physical objects to the data about the objects. So there's a lot about talk about circular economy, data management, product passports. The Swedish government released a new plan for circular economy last Friday. It's a great document.
I saw that.
I haven't read it all. I read some of it. But it contains good things that we can really support by, simple as that, connecting physical products to the data about the product, and you can manage those products and the data about the products throughout the whole life cycle of those products. If the product is a chainsaw, you buy it, and then you use it, and then you maybe repair it a few times. All that could be documented in your product passport. And then you sell it to a second owner. And all the data comes with it. And ultimately, when it doesn't work anymore, you leave it to some kind of recycler that can take it apart and knows exactly where to put, in which bin to put each piece. and to recycle it and give the pieces that still work a new life.
Will this be based on some, I'm just thinking aloud here, about some blockchain technology that you, because it's almost like a transactional chain here, like that,
if blockchain helps solving a problem, I guess blockchain should be used, but that's not always the case when blockchain is tried. But if it's when it's important to keep track of in which order transactions have happened, of course, then blockchain might. But I think we will see more of a decentralized solution, which of course blockchain can be. However, the problem with blockchains is that they usually don't talk to each other. So there are multiple blockchains. So I think, but it's the more important thing to focus on is to actually decide on which data to share. How do you identify the progress, and how do you agree on which data to share? And then when blockchain makes sense, feel free, use blockchain. And when other technologies work just as well or better, then you use those.
Yeah, we have sort of there are confusion, I think, in the area of we are in with digital cash, and it's quite linked to central bank digital currency, and there is a lot of talks whether should you use blockchain technology, because a lot of people put sort of almost an equal sign. Well, it's CBDC, then it's blockchain, but I would argue that probably. Why would you use blockchain for that? Because one of the things you want with digital cash is privacy. If it's and would you really want to know everything which is going on? Because then you are really creating something which has too much of a control function, and also it slows down the transaction.
The funny thing about blockchain, and I'm far from an expert on this, but the funny thing with blockchain that it, in some cases it's claimed to guarantee total, and you can be totally anonymous, like in Bitcoin. And then in other use cases, it guarantees that you can know who you're dealing with.
Yeah.
So it seems to be very flexible.
Yeah. But I just I know for we just announced that we have this partnership with eCurrency, and they have implemented for CBDC a solution that is not using blockchain. So they have a much more. They can have much more throughput with their transactions. It's much more energy efficient to do transactions without blockchain. And the third thing is that there is not that trail necessarily because so it's and I've heard from central bank in Europe, at least, when we're going to implement central bank digital currency in Europe, they're saying that privacy is key. So then why would you want to have that log of transactions? Because
that's true. I think that's very true. We have a lot of discussions. I've been involved in projects for digital receipts. And we've been having these discussions at global level and European level, and also some in Sweden. And in some, in the northern countries, people tend to think, well, the easiest way is just to connect identifying the consumer by using the credit card. So whenever you pay with this credit card, you get the receipts into your wallet. But then I talk to people in the more southern parts of Europe, and they say, well, I'm never going to tell the store who I am. That's why I pay with cash.
Exactly.
So it's totally.
You just have to go to Germany. You just have to go to Germany. I think it's changing now in the pandemic because they don't want to touch cash. But before the pandemic, 70% of transactions in Germany were cash transaction, and that was simply because they don't want digital trail. Whereas we are extremely relaxed about it here in Sweden.
I think we've given up.
Given
no
up.
more resistance.
Exactly. They've broken us down.
Big Brother having, big brother in control. We used to, but it's, I think we also have a totally different history when it comes to. It's not so risky to give up a little bit of your privacy.
I think we are trusting
Germany or something else.
How about sort of that area of privacy with because you're sitting with that sort of fantastic standard GS1, and are your body the GS1 body taking it quite seriously with privacy, that you are promoting integrity for your clients and even the end consumers? Is that of concern? That's
we usually don't integrate so much with consumers, so we work with businesses. So personal data.
Well, I can appreciate, but maybe you as a standard body would. Who has the you built this fantastic sort of centralized system, but who has the consumer's voice in your designs? No one.
Well, we try to look after consumers a little bit, but we work for industry. Industry is our clients.
Yeah,
So
no, I
we work
understand.
with manufacturers and retailers and transporters and all those others, and then so we try to more support them when they have to consider their consumers. So we make it possible to be nice to consumers.
Yeah, no, I understand. But maybe it's I don't know, regulations from governments or whatever.
That comes a lot. But that is kind of similar. So the regulations don't usually apply so much to us, but they affect our customers, and it usually how can we help our customers support them complying with the regulations about consumer behavior or consumer integrity.
Yeah. So it's
a lot of we engage a lot on the European Union or Commission level.
Yeah.
With different. So how can we help manufacturers do this in a proper way?
Yeah. Stefan, on sort of your work, looking a little bit in crystal ball forward, what's because you came from, big thing was the barcodes and all that, and having this, you connecting data to sort of products, and now it's you're taking it with GS1 digital link, making it even more rich data. What's next, or is this will you retire before the next generation comes? Or
we'll never be done. Still most companies in the world are not using GS1 standards. We have 2 million clients around the world, but there are a lot of more companies than that. So I think what it's maybe not so much to, of course, we will expand use cases that we support, but I think the bigger expansion is to expand into new industries or new use cases with the things that we already have. So a lot of things where we could help, but we're not known enough. So that is, so we've come a very far now in healthcare, for instance, and that started like 15 years ago. So now if you're born in the UK, the government assigns a GS1 number to you when you're born, and that's your patient number throughout your lifetime, and that's a GS1 number.
Okay.
So I think so there are a lot of use cases that are in isolated islands, the UK, but still we can learn a lot from these different implementations in different industries, and try to make people be inspired from what other people do and apply that to their own industries. But also I think regulators will have a bigger impact, because otherwise previously there hasn't been that much regulations, but regulators are being more active. So we try to work with the regulators to enable customers that already are using our standards to use the same standards also to support compliance with the new regulations. Yeah,
no, that's very good. Hey, no, but I think this has been a wonderful talk, Stefan. As always, it's interesting to talk to someone with so much, you've really sort of gone deep into the GS1 world after, as you said, was it 18 years?
Yes.
Yeah.
We had plenty of time to poke around in all these different pieces.
Are you the longest? Because at Crunchfish, I am employee number 3 of all the people who's here. There is the founder, Paul, and then we have Slavica, who's sort of started 1 year earlier than I did, and then it's me actually. But where are you in the GS1 Sweden now?
Well, I think I'm number 10 in total since we were started in 1977. But now I am I have the lowest number.
Yeah, I can imagine. So you are the grand sort of
the dinosaur. You can say it. The dinosaur.
Do they treat you kindly?
Some of them do, yes. Most of them do.
But you work from home now. I can see that. This is not because I've been at your lovely office in Stockholm, but this is it doesn't look like one of your conference rooms, right?
No, this is my home office.
Yeah, exactly. How long have you been working from home?
Oh, since March. So since March 13th or so. I think I've visited the office twice just to pick up some screens and stuff like that.
Are you coping?
Yeah, it works fine.
Yeah. As we said, we learn how to say you're on mute. That's something we say all day long. And we learn how to use these sort of digital services.
Yeah, I think it works fine. It works better than I expected.
Yeah. No, I think you got creative around it, and
Yeah, but I think, but of course, I long to coming back and meet colleagues and meet customers and meet people.
Yeah.
So that's going to be nice. But this is okay.
Yeah, you're more than welcome to come to Malmö. I visited you, I think, at least twice, but you haven't been here yet. Are you ever coming to south of Sweden?
Yes, but I have no plans currently.
No, I know. No one.
No. But whenever there's an opportunity, of course, I'll drop by.
Yeah, please do. No, that's good, Stefan. Take care, and I'd love to see you probably digitally before physically. But if you're here or if I'm in Stockholm, I'll give you a buzz.
Yes.
Okay.
Do so.
Take care then.
Yeah, great. Bye now.
Thanks. Bye bye.